For the next this many amount of minutes, I'm going to be dropping basically a majority of all the day trading knowledge and advice that I know. Just a little bit about today. I didn't end up taking a trade because I stayed up all night studying to get this on my final exam. I'm currently on spring break now that I finished my last final, so might as well make a long video just because I feel like it. If you don't like yapping, if you don't like knowledge from someone else, or if you just don't like anyone talking into a camera for a long period of time, I would suggest you click off the video. If not, enjoy the rest of the video. All right, you saw the title, so yeah, and you watched the intro if you're watching this. So this is me gonna be yapping. So a brief introduction. Who am I? Why am I making this video? I'm no party. I'm a 20-year-old day trader from the Seattle area, and I'm making this video because I wish I watched this video when I was 18, and I wish I saw a lot more videos about this topic when I was 18, first starting to day trade. Quick background: I've been trading for 2 years, ever since I turned 18, and even before that, when I was 17, I was trading Bitcoin futures. Skip ahead to a certain time frame, however you feel like it, but I'm just going to be talking about the basics first, and then moving on to my own personal experiences. So what is day trading? Day trading is the action of buying or selling a financial market commodity or contract or equity in something, and selling it within the same day. That's the base essence of what the action is. And you can get pretty rich quick. You can get pretty rich doing it. There's many forms of day trading: options, futures, stocks, commodities, you name it, Forex. But they all have the same presence: buy low, sell high. So what am I? I am a retail day trader. So the difference between a professional day trader and a retail day trader is that a professional day trader is usually funded by someone way larger than themselves, billion-dollar companies. Myself, I day trade my own cash on publicly available platforms like Robinhood, Webull, Thinkorswim, stuff like that. And then one thing that I kind of wanted to get into to start off with is that day trading is one of the hardest forms of online money making there is, but it is also the most rewarding, in my opinion. It's sort of like learning a new language or learning a new culture, being able to read something that you didn't know what the language was beforehand. Obviously being charts, financial markets, and candlesticks. So to start off, for anyone that wants to get into day trading, it's going to take a lot more than this video. And I don't think any video is going to explain what it's going to take. I think day trading as a whole is not going to be a skill that you learn from someone else initially. For someone that wants to day trade and learn how to day trade and just be in the action of buying or selling something online, being able to click the buy and sell button on TradingView, you need to have your own initiative. Your own initiative is going to be what gets you through trading every step of the way. What kind of markets do you want to trade? What strategy do you want to trade? How long do you want to be in positions? What do you want to set your take profit and stop loss levels at? How much are you going to be position sizing? How heavy you're going to go into the position? Are you going to take a call, a put? You name it. It's all initiative. No trading guru online is going to be telling you, hey, do this, do this, do this. Because at the end of the day, they're getting their buck and you aren't. That's at least my opinion. So, and the statistic that most gurus talk about, how 99% of traders aren't successful, that is completely true. But it is because 99% of traders that fail will never fail again because they quit. One thing about trading is that you're always going to fail. You're very rarely, in like 1 in 1 trillion chances, you're going to find the Mark Zuckerberg of trading who is just understanding it immediately. Their photographic memory clicks in and they're just able to know what's going to happen. You're not going to find that. You're going to lose money, and it's the matter of, are you going to lose money and then come back the next day and trade again? Pattern recognition, strategy, things like that. I played chess, and it's one of the best representations of pattern recognition, opening theory, where you memorize openings, the Vienna, the Italian, the French. Like, there's millions of ways to open chess, and it takes a grandmaster level to learn 30 moves of this optimal opening to become as good as you are. So in the same way, when you read a chart, pattern recognition is a big thing. So if you struggle in pattern recognition, I would suggest figure that out, because it's going to be really difficult. Because when you're waking up at 6:30 in the morning on the West Coast to trade market open at 9:30 on the East Coast, you need to be able to recognize patterns immediately, because at the end of the day, you're sleepy, you're tired, you don't really want to be up that early. So being able to recognize, oh, that gap's invalid. Oh, we're laying a view up. Oh, those two indicators are invalid and we're just going to go with the trend. Things like that. So now that I got kind of like the base level of what a trader is and how a trader should think in terms of the base elements of trading, I'm going to talk about my personal strategy. So my personal strategy is an options day trading strategy. I trade option contracts at 6:30 in the morning every trading day, and I take calls or puts usually somewhere around immediately after open. This is because of gaps in the market from aftermarket hours, where we lay on VWAP, and then what the initial trend is. So let me explain. What a gap is during aftermarket hours, the prices of contracts and the prices of stocks move. It's not one of those things where the price is going to be the same at close as it is the next day's open. And the people that trade in aftermarket hours are lots of times banks, big banks that retail traders aren't able to trade, because Webull and Robinhood and all those platforms close from 9:30 until 4:30 Eastern time. So that gap of price doesn't include retail day trading volume. And I forgot the statistic, but the gaps fill. Gaps like to fill. And whether it's the same day or whether it's over 2 years, or whether you're gonna see that gap fill in 2 years, you don't know. But what I do is I stack the gap fill as a level of confidence, same thing-ish. And we look at the one and only indicator that I use, VWAP. It's the volume weighted average price. It basically takes a collected period of candles and takes its volume, which is trade amount, and average prices out to deviations. Its first deviation obviously being a band where you'll see 67% of all price action. And then the next band, the second deviation, you'll see 97%. And then the next deviation, the third deviation, you'll see 99.7% of all price action. You'll rarely see price action go outside of that third deviation, but you do. And by law of statistics, when you reach above the third deviation, there's a 0.3 chance for you to stay above it. So lots of times people will take reversals, or if a price action is laying inside the first or second deviation, you could take the trend, because the trend in those deviations are a representation of the trend. So I use that on top of the confluence. Now my third level of confluence is overall market trend. If there's no gap and we're laying at the exact same VWAP as the past week or month, I'll just go with whatever the trend is. And as of right now, the markets are up over the past years. In the past couple months, we've been on that big downward slope. And I've been profitable. I started a $300 small cash account around 1.5 to 2 months ago, and currently up 20-ish% right now. So the account's doing really well. Obviously it's a small account, so 20% gains isn't necessarily a good realistic representation of what my strategy can do, because my position sizing is a lot higher and way more riskier. I'm going to get into position sizing Nah. So position sizing is the amount of money that you are going to use per trade, whether that be how many contracts you take, how expensive that contract is, or how many dollars of the USD are you going to trade for the euro, or how many NQ mini contracts are you going to get for futures. It's a matter of representation of how much money is in the account. So the safest way to go is use 1% of your account value per trade. Obviously, a $300 cash account, you're not going to find $3 option contracts that can actually move. So I use way higher. But if you have a larger account, like say you have a $10,000 account, you would be trading with $100 contracts every single time. No. Yes. $100 contract every single time. It is almost mathematically impossible for you to blow your account at a rate of like so many times, to the point where if you've lost that many times in a row, there's obviously something wrong and you would be able to change something. So this exact pillar, risk management, discipline, and position sizing, is the exact way how I made $2,000 in less than a month and then lost it all in a week. What I did was I developed a strategy where I would take a coin flip, because there was just a lot of volatility in the markets to where this worked. But I took a coin flip, heads was calls, tails was puts, and I would set a take profit at 100% and set a stop loss at 50. And what I would do is I would do that 5 times a week. And I was able to grow a $400 account into $2,000 in a matter of 14 trading days. So around two-ish, 3 weeks. And then that 4th week I did the exact same thing. And I lost 5 trades in a row. And from there, I lost it all. It was the lowest of my time as a trader. It sucked. I wanted to quit trading forever, and obviously I couldn't. So I'll talk about that at the end. I actually will, though. So there's many ways to get good at trading. Journaling trades is one of them. Backtesting your plan is another. So I'm going to talk about those two. So journaling. I don't do an actual journal. I'm super inconsistent with it, and I suck at it. But I resorted to a different way of journaling, and that is the videos that I've been posting online. Every single day I would post a video about my trade review, and that would be my journal. And it would keep me consistent, because not only would I be creating content and creating some sort of community that is backing my trading and is keeping me on this journey, but I can also look back and see what trades I took. And ultimately it's a video journal. It's not writing journals, because if you've seen my handwriting, it's horrible. But I enjoy my video journals because they are the only form of journal that is keeping me consistent so much. I've tried trading journals before, and I've just not stuck with them. So finding something that sticks was like really cool to me. And then backtesting. I used to backtest a lot back when I was trading Forex, because I had a TradingView Plus subscription. You don't have to have a TradingView Plus subscription, but I was doing that just to try things out. But backtesting is essentially going on TradingView and looking at the market's price action from years and years ago. Data is huge. We're able to use our technology, our modern technology, and find price data all the way back from any date in the world. You could probably find the daily movement of the S&P 500 from January 3rd, 2015. Like, that's the crazy part about technology today, is that you're able to backtest your strategy with years and years of data. One thing I like to reference when I talk about backtesting and just data analytics is the manager that I used to have at the restaurant that I worked at. I worked at a hibachi restaurant, and the manager that got me into crypto futures, he created a neural network. He coded it himself, where he would basically dump a bunch of Bitcoin data. He would purchase Bitcoin data by the terabyte, and he would give it to this neural network, and he would tell the neural network, hey, I want you to use this data to produce price predictions on Bitcoin. And he failed, and he failed, and he failed, and he failed. He failed for a solid 6 months. And then after those 6 months, he actually started producing numbers that were pointing in the same direction as Bitcoin was moving, which was super cool. I'm not in contact with him anymore, and I have no clue he continues that project. But if he did continue, he's probably super rich. And if he's not, then, well, That's just one of those endeavors that you take to the grave, and that sucks. But that's what I mean when I say backtesting, is that we have so much data that we can use to backtest any strategy. There's millions of strategies out there. Thousands of people have found their own personalized strategy and made it work. Every single day trading guru that you see online, whether they use ICT concepts or SMC concepts or just use VWAP or price action, whatever they do, it's curated for them and their like day trading goals. So backtest, review. I guess the whole entire point of what I'm trying to say is trial and error. If you want to day trade, you have to go through trial and error. There's just no ifs and buts about it. I have seen profitability and I have seen the lows of unprofitability, and it sucks. And all I did to get out of those times is trial and error. So yeah, how many minutes are we at? I'm at 15 minutes in recording, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how far we can go. So, whoa, Jesus. So, I wanted to talk a little bit more about my trading strategy and what I did, because I talked about it, but a little for a brief bit. But when I turned 17 and a half, when I first met my manager at the restaurant that I was working at, he introduced me to crypto futures, Bitcoin futures. I turned a $300 account into $800 over the span of like 4 months. And from when I turned 18 until now, I've dusted every single account that I've had. Excuse me. I turned those $800, put it into a Webull account, and started trading options. I had no clue what I was doing. I lost that $800 so fast. And so I was like, all right, I just lost $800. Might as well try something different, because for some reason I thought it was the option contracts that were at fault. So I tried Forex for a little bit in the summer of 2022, and I put $100 into a Oanda account, and for a solid month, I never saw any profit. Dusted $100. I'm like, all right, cool. What do? After Forex, I went to college, and I was watching trading videos. I was still paying attention to the markets, and all I did was just sit there and do nothing, because I was playing college football on the East Coast. I was at practice in the mornings. I didn't have time to trade market open. And then I reached a financial situation where I ended up having to hit the transfer portal. I transferred back to UW. So when I quit the football team in the start of spring, I was able to trade the markets at 9 o'clock in the morning, which was pretty cool. So I got back into trading and I fell in love with it again. And back in September of 2024, that was when I found the strategy where I would flip 50% loss or 100% win, and made that $2,000 and then lost it all. I was at the lowest of my time trading. I hated myself. I had $2,000 just in my hands, and I decided to throw it all away. And so I didn't trade for a solid 3 to 4 months, and I was just sad. I was so angry at myself. I went to college, and I just started doing passive investing, buying shares of Nvidia, buying shares of Google or Boeing or whatever, and it wasn't like lighting the fire in my heart for trading like trading did. So what I did was I was like, all right, I'm bored and I hate being bored. So I opened up a $300 cash account, or I didn't open it up, I deposited $300 into it. And yeah, and you can go back in my videos and see when I started it, and it's been amazing ever since. I've had a fire lit of passion for day trading now, and I love it. I love what I do, even if I'm not making that crazy amount of money. I love participating in the markets and being able to say that I'm participating in something that thousands of people do professionally for their job. And my option contract, as small and little as it is affecting them. And I guess it's a way that I can use my mind, and I guess partially use my finance major as a way of like fulfillment. Like I play chess. I'm a 1400 rated chess player, but that's just chess. It's a board game. I wanted to find something tangible that I could represent for my sort of mind and my usefulness and my God-given talent to learn things. Like, I think being able to learn things is one of the coolest things in the world. You know, I have my Duolingo account where I learn French. I'm getting off track. I'm sorry. If you're still watching, thank you. Um, but one thing I wanted to talk about is for anybody that's watching this and wants to get into trading, I would say do it. And when I say do it, I know it sounds like when it comes out my mouth, it doesn't sound that convincing. But when I look back at all the life lessons that I've made, the life lessons that I've learned, and the ways I was able to apply discipline in trading towards my personal life, all I see was benefit. Money, tangible objects of a dollar bill, can be burned. Like, I think people attach themselves to money so much, especially when they're young. If you're young and you're watching this, throw your money away somewhere. Like, heck, this is the more appropriate form of gambling you can think of. Might as well just throw it in. But here's what I'm saying. If it's like learning a language, if reading a chart's like learning a language and finding out like patterns and pattern recognition, it's almost a form of like, have you ever, like the term 10,000 hours or 10,000 punches one time, or one punch 10,000 times. It was something like that. But if you're gonna try trading, don't just do it on a whim. If you're gonna try trading, go head first all in on it for a solid 6 months and see if it's for you. If you don't enjoy it, if you don't enjoy the thrill of being down a large percent or being up a lot of percents, then don't do it. But if you are throwing your money in there and you're enjoying the thrill of it, almost as if you would enjoy the thrill of the roulette wheel spinning with your ball and you have a lot of money on black. It's the same way. If you're getting the thrill of it and you're passionate about learning how to do it, then do it. Because unlike roulette, day trading is the form of gambling where your edge is always there. It is just not in front of your face. The edge is always there. If you can become fluent in price action, if you can become fluent in reading the other people around you in the world trading these markets, and if you can read that, then you can make bread. And here's the thing, there's millions of people that get into day trading for money. And that's completely fine. I feel like if you judge someone for trying to make a lot of money, it's just like, why? We live in a capitalistic country, or at least I live in a capitalistic country where the motivation for people to immigrate into this country is to make money. So at the end of the day, if you're going to day trade for the sole purpose of money, if you're going to day trade for the sole purpose of finding a purpose, if you're going to day trade for the purpose of you just enjoyed watching this video, I don't care why you want to day trade. But if you're going to do it, go all in for at least half a year. Because at the end of the day, if you go half a year just trying to learn how to day trade on a whim, if you're not putting effort into it, if you're doing your whole entire trading strategy based off YouTube gurus and not actually opening up charts and looking back at historical data or testing out indicators or testing out strategies, then you are practically trying something. If you're basically learning a language, you're learning all the vocabulary, you're learning how to read and write it, but you're never going to speak it. And it's almost as if, like, I don't know, I'm trying to get it across to the fact that if you're not going to put maximum effort in it, don't do it, because you won't be able to reap the reward of day trading. There is a maximum to how someone's going to day trade as a retail day trader, but that maximum is life-changing, because at the end of the day, when you learn day trading, you learn more than just the ability to read charts. You learn the value of money and what that value of money can get you. The reason why and this is like, I feel like the golden arches of this video, is the reason why I'm day trading. The reason why I'm day trading is because I see it as a route to do everything that I wanted to do, and that is to see everything I want to see and to learn everything I want to learn. One thing I know that there is banks offering high CD accounts. You can get a bank account and secure 2 to 3 or 4% a year guaranteed. Well, let me tell you, day trading, you could 100%, no matter what you trade, net $5 million, net $10 million. All it takes is $3 million with a 3% return a year, and you officially have a $100,000 salary for doing absolutely nothing. And that $100,000, you can travel the world. You can meet crazy people. You can go to every single hobby event. You could play in as many chess tournaments. You could fly to Cali and live on a beach. You can go to Mount Rainier. You can go to New York City and just have a fun time on $100,000 a year by doing nothing. I want my young 20s to be a representation of Noah grinded in his early 20s so that he can live the rest of his life doing what he loves and as learning as many things as I can and meeting as many great people as possible. So if you're watching this video still, which I love you, thank you so much. If you're gonna day trade, and this is like my golden rule of day trade. If you're gonna do day trading, if you're gonna do Forex trading, day trading options, futures, commodities, gold, stocks, whatever, be passionate about it. Find your edge, obviously, and don't lose sight of the end game. If you are doing day trading for no purpose at all, then throwing money away, then don't do it. But if you're gonna go all in on day trading, go all in, make your dreams come true. And if you're young, I urge you to do it now, because I say this with a grain of salt, but I feel like I'm setting myself up pretty all right for the future, and it can't hurt. It's the value of money as a 20-year-old. It's just money. I have no responsibilities. I have no kids I have to feed. I have no car payments or mortgage payments. So why not do what you love, throw some money into some charts, back test all you want, and live life to the fullest? So yeah, consider that my whatever length this video is, amount of day trading advice and knowledge. So if you did stay to the end of this video, I do heavily appreciate you. I didn't day trade this morning because I was studying for an exam that I got a great score on. So happy days. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Also, I'm going to Portland tomorrow, so that's sick. All right, bye.